Welcome, everybody.
Everybody.
This is the Echo Chamber. And if you've reached this part of the Echo Chamber, you are in violation of jaywalking. Because you have entered once again Jubilee Street, a music podcast hosted by myself, Jake Curtis, the other person echoing me for a ill-conceived bit is Ian McCurtis. And we're very happy to be speaking out into the interweb, podcast audio, what have you, wavelength, I don't know what I'm saying, the frequencies of sound, because the sound's kind of bumping. It's getting a little hot and heavy, a little bit romantic. We are a week away from everybody's Valentine's Day. You know, everybody probably got it on, or maybe had a little Italian food, broke that curfew to go out and get a little nookie, as they called it back in the day. Ian, what are we calling this episode?
We're calling it, I don't know. You didn't tell me to make a title. Oh, I'm freaking out. What are we calling it?
It's our, I'm gonna say it's our Romantics Songs Mixtape episode. So we decided, given that February is the season for love, everybody's inside because it's cold outside. Ian and I have both put together some songs here that we think will be perfect for you to stay in with your lover and get it on, do some smooching.
That's right. We're making
give it to
a mixtape. Jake, I'll give you side A. I'll take side B. And this is a little.
Wow, you're giving me side A.
Yeah, why not? I'm feeling generous today. It's the season of love, and
might as well not even put a side B if you know what I'm saying.
And yeah, these will be songs either for a crush. Jake said to play while you're getting it on, maybe to play while you cry in the mirror about how you ruined it with your crush. I don't know.
There's a lot of different moods that we're going to be covering on here, so
love is a many splendid thing. William Shakespeare.
Love is a many splendid thing, as Ian likes to say, as he adds Splenda to his cup.
I have my classic drink every week while we record. I drink tap water and Splenda.
Tap water and Splenda. No, we call it sugar. Sugar syrup, simple syrup. So anyway, we're kind of goofy. We're a little bit loose, you know. The sugar water is hitting Ian pretty hard. I've been drinking a shit ton of peppermint tea because my stomach was hurting the last couple of days. It helps me alleviate a little bit of gas and bloating. So
if I don't have my sugar water, I start to get a nosebleed, like immediately.
But you know, we're feeling fresh, happy, and ready to talk about some romantic songs. So without further ado, Ian, are you ready to strap on a rubber and go on and jump on into Pound Town?
I'm so ready, Jay Curtis. So why don't you hit me with, we're going to do 5 songs each, side A, side B, 10-song mixtape. So Jake, why don't you hit me with side A, track 1.
So when I was doing research for, I just like, there's so many songs that are romantic now, and I feel like if you had asked me to make this mixtape, what? Say again?
There's so many romantic songs now. They didn't used to write love songs a long time ago.
I just feel like maybe what I should say is I just was curious what would come up, so I Googled like best romantic / love songs. And there were just all these lists like best romantic songs. And then I would type in like Frankie best hip hop love songs. And I just feel like everything that came up was like, they were good songs, but I was like, I don't want to have like a generic playlist, but I do have a lot of tracks on here that I think a lot of people would probably put on a playlist. That being said, I wanted to cover a couple of different moods. I wanted to cover, you know, love is a multicolored flower, as they say.
William Shakespeare.
There's a lot of different petals to pluck from the flower, you know, and a lot of different flavors. So, anyway, it's a long-winded answer to say that my first choice is "Straight to You" by Nick Cave.
Whoa, the last pick on the Nick Cave draft, entering the first pick on the mixtape.
That's right. I wanted to keep it silly. I wanted to keep it symmetrical. If anything, on Jubilee Street, we are anything but asymmetrical. I don't know. This is just a classic song. I don't have much to speak on it that I didn't say on the draft episode. I kind of had a toss up with this and the shipping song. And, we got to appease those Nick Cave, the ship songs.
Shipping
the
would
series
be the
of ship
Zoomer
songs.
version because, Zoomer's always shipping characters.
Skirp. No, what do they say? Sheesh. Anyway, yeah, so I don't have much to speak on. Straight to You from Henry's Dream. I get that song stuck in my head whenever I listen to it. For whatever reason, I can't help but think of that song with like a pink color palette. I think it's partially because of the cover of Henry's Dream is so... It's somehow like... It's not neon, but I feel like it should be a neon sign instead of a billboard.
Might be the pink guy from Blue, the intern dog, farting everywhere.
Well, she's feeling a little self-conscious about that, Ian. Careful, we're going to get an HR lawsuit.
I thought you had
Keep
headphones
talking
on.
about
She
how
can
much
hear
she
me?
farts.
Fuck.
Yeah, she's doing the sound. She actually clocked in for work today.
Oh, damn it.
She's crying a little bit now. I had to give her a treat to get her to shut up. You're lucky that HR is run by a bunch of cats, if you know what I'm saying, mouse reference. Anyway, yeah, Straight to You, Nick Cave, and the Bad Seeds. My first choice.
That's a good, if you like, someone gave you a mixtape, a mix CD, that's the first song. That's a good start, I think.
It's pretty clean for a Nick Cave song, too. He's not like, I want to jump into that hole and tear it apart with my bow and arrow pussycat lips. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty clean fun for Nick Cave.
So my first song is the incel anthem, No Pussy Blues.
Oh!
No. Okay, so similar vibe, Turn It Over, side B. I wanted a song like yours. It's just a feel-good way to kick it off. When we talked about doing this episode, this was the first song that I was, this song was a definite for me. Ivy by Frank Ocean.
Wow.
I thought I was dreaming when Blue the intern dog said she loved me. And I was dreaming.
Wow, that's such a good choice. I didn't... Oh, man, that would have been like the obvious choice for me. I love that song. Speak on it a little bit, Ian.
It was, the big single from Blonde. I think it's like the second song. I think this song's really cool because I think it's Frank Ocean doing like a Cure song. Like this is like a Frank Ocean version of just like Heaven or something. It sounds so much like The Cure to me. And just a different vibe from any of his other songs. I just think it's a perfect love song. I mean, how could you not send this to your crush and your crush would just fall in love?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm floored, honestly. What a good choice. It's almost like every Frank Ocean song could be a love song, like.
Yeah, I thought about the Moon River cover. I mean, I knew I had to have a Frank Ocean song, and it was hard to pick one, but this is the one I landed on. But yeah, like you said, it could be almost any of them.
So,
Self-Control. Ooh.
Yeah, I was going to say Self-Control would be an easy one.
I'll
Nights
Be the Boy in Your Wet
is
Dreams
another
Tonight,
good one.
One of the great opening lines of all time.
That's honestly, Nick Cave should sue because that could be a Nick Cave line somewhere.
It really could. Grinder Man for sure.
Well, great choice, Ian. I guess I want to continue the symmetry if that's okay with you.
Yeah, it's okay with me.
So, I actually chose Moon River by Frank Ocean as one of my picks. So that's my number 2 pick.
I wanted to make sure we didn't have the same artist twice, but I think with Frank Ocean, it's totally acceptable because this dude is like the modern Frank Sinatra.
Here's what I'm going to say. Both of us might not have a perfect 5 here. So I have a couple of picks locked and loaded I can throw in there instead, you just let me know.
No, go with Moon River, because I've also considered it, so that's great.
Well, I think to me, I want to make sure I say this, that I don't, because I don't want to sound like, because I think that your choice is really good. Frank Ocean was like almost so obvious to me that it didn't occur to me that he has all of these songs like Ivy that are like great love songs. And then I saw online while I was looking through like Spotify and like through songs and stuff like that, I was like, oh, Moon River. And I guess I feel like Moon River has like been this like long-term love song because it's not Frank Ocean's song, it's a cover. So to me, I was like, well, I'll cover all my bases, you know, because this isn't like necessarily a new song, but it's got this fresh coat of paint on it for like our generation.
And modern at the same time.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's got all the stuff I love that Frank Ocean does. It's got some, you know, pitch shifted vocals, some vocator going on. What are you going to say? Speak on it.
If you send this or you give this to whoever you're liking, whoever you're loving, Ivy's going to let you know, that's going to let them know how you feel. If you're in the same room together and you put on this Frank Ocean Moon River cover, you are having sex. It is happening.
You are having it. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah. It goes from like
Signed,
a
sealed,
Tim Burton
delivered,
love.
and sent.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the end of a Stevie Wonder song. So just to give people a little bit of the history behind it. So Moon River was composed by Henry Mancini and Johnny Mercer wrote the lyrics. And it was actually performed first in Breakfast at Tiffany's, which I didn't know.
Audrey Hepburn.
So I found that pretty interesting. Audrey Hepburn, yep. And then...
Friend of the pod.
If you look it up, there's a shit ton of different versions of it, like Jerry Butler, Danny Williams, Henry Mancini did a version of it, and then it goes on down the line. Lawrence Welk made an instrumental version of it. I know there's some like country artists that have covered it. Oh, Barbra Streisand covered it. Yeah.
It was on Valentine's
I remember
Day,
when it dropped.
if I believe.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
Okay.
So very fitting.
Yeah, you're right. Valentine's Day 2018. I wanted to say it was 2018. I didn't know it was a cover when I first heard it, so I was like, wow, this song's amazing. And then when I Googled it, I was like, you know, mind blown. So it's cool to... There's a legacy to it. You know, this is an important song. So that's my number 2. So I'll pass it over to you, Ian.
Okay, so... Man, this is going really well. I will go... Let's see. So how do I want to follow Ivy? I want to... I'm trying... I had like 20 songs, then I narrowed it down to like 8, and I haven't narrowed the 8 down to the 5. I'm going to go next... Ohio Turnpike by Jeff Rosenstock.
Okay.
So this is the last song on No Dream. This song, you know, this was someone I was actually, you know, trying to make a move on. This song would feel really personal to me. This is a song about being on tour all the time, being out of town, and dreading the feeling of coming home, but looking so forward to seeing the person you love. And that feeling is just like, I feel it all the time whenever I'm away from like my partner. Like I'm having really fun, like a fun time, and I don't want to come home, but I can't wait to see her. And I think that's just a powerful feeling. This song captures it really well. That feeling of being on tour and kind of being depressed, but being depressed to go home, and this big confluence of feelings. Great song. Jeff Rosenstock's one of the best songwriters of our time. Ohio Turnpike.
Also, shout out his Batman podcast he does. I don't know if he still does it or not.
Oh, yeah, with Chris Farron.
With Chris Farron.
I can't remember what it's called. It used to be a Lost podcast, and now it's a Batman podcast.
I'm so far I'm loving our picks. I'm not as big of a Jeff Rosenstock fan as you, but I think it's just because I haven't listened to him enough. I feel like I have to be in the right mood to listen to that style of music now. I didn't used to be like that, but I feel like the way I listen to music has changed so much from like 12 years ago. Like, if you had asked me to do a like romantic songs mixtape like 10 years ago, it would look completely different. Like I remember
the Aphex Twin.
There was a girl named Abigail that I dated who was really like my first serious girlfriend, like, and I was kind of a late bloomer, so I was only like 19 or maybe, yeah, I was 19 because I was living with you. And, you know, we'd only kissed, and I think that she wanted to move a lot faster, but I was pretty unskilled in that area. So, you know, I never made a move. I was like petrified to do anything wrong, you know, so I just didn't do anything, which is, you know, it's obviously you need to get consent and ask, but it's okay. Like if you're with your special someone, like they, you know, you got to show some confidence and whatnot. And we exchanged mixtapes, and she made me this really cool CD. I don't know if I have it anymore. I've kept a lot of those like tchotchkes that I had from past girlfriends. Like, I had one girlfriend who got me a Parks and Rec signed TV script, which is really cool.
We're talking scripts. We're talking mix CDs. We're talking panties. We're talking bras.
Don't have any panties
These
or
are all
bras.
the mementos Jake holds on to over the years.
As I call them, tchotchkes. Anyway, that's a long drawn out way of saying is that I'm kind of a creepy guy. I can be creepy. I like creepy stuff. I like horror movies. and I really wanted to throw a funny song on here because I think love is funny and awkward and kind of weird. And this might be a little outdated, so you know, listeners who are not crazy about this song, don't hate me. But I wanted to put on "Can I Watch" by Viktor Vaughn.
Oh yes.
So this conceit of the song is Viktor goes on a date with his cousin's friend's friend. Everything goes well until Viktor gets a little ahead of himself. I don't think she's even going to let him watch. Doom, so this is an MF Doom side project, has said that he likes to put one feminine song in the second half of his albums, either sung, rapped by a woman, or thematically feminine.
Oh yeah,
this is the song for that album.
I didn't know that was a conscious choice.
Yeah, he it's usually a repeat performer. I think Apani B. Fly shows up on other records as well, but there's just it's just a really fun song. You know, it opens and he's like, my cousin's friend's friend want to meet me. Saw V on TV, said she need a sweetie. Heard he was the type to do her name in graffiti. Like, I think this, there's nothing like a hip hop love song, and especially like, cause MF Doom's like various like personalities are kind of weird, like creepy guy rappers, you know? Like they're just sitting in a room like on it with a drum pad, like eating Funyuns or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. So, and there's just some really good lines in here, like Flavor of the Night, Samsara, and Fahrenheit. Like, we walked arm in arm and split a cherry coke, spit religion and politics, Sega and chess, roots and culture, hip hop, skunk, and cess. I caught him sneaking peeks at my breasts while fronting name dropping connects. Like, it's just fun. It's just a really good song. So check that out. That's my number 3, Can I Watch by Viktor Vaughn, featuring Apani B. Fly.
Amazing. I love the idea of a funny pick, and that's such a good one.
Yeah.
Because that's showing your personality. That's like, to me, that would be charming. I guess some people might think it's really weird. But we're weird people. So I'm also going to do my weird one, number 3, to keep with the symmetry theme, because I'm liking this. So this is the one where I think on a mixtape of this variety, you got to shoot your shot. And this is the one where I think you just go for it. I am picking Gagged and Tied by That Dog.
Whoa!
Have you ever heard of the band That Dog, Jake?
It sounds really familiar, but I don't want to say I have because I. Go ahead and tell us about it.
They're like a '90s band. You know the Breeders, right?
Oh yeah.
So imagine the Breeders mixed with like the Ramones, maybe, like real poppy.
Mm-hmm.
But the vocals of the Breeders, there's a super one of those super poppy kind of bands where every time you hear one of their songs, you like can instantly sing it after hearing it one time. So this song is like the funniest, poppiest song about BDSM you'll ever hear. It's about her being like the singer, being like a dominatrix and taking this guy home she met, and he's like super not into it. And, she's like, oh, fuck, like, I should have just been normal. And it's just like a silly love song. It's also kinky. That's also like sexual. It's just fun. It's got a little bit of everything. I think this is another one where like you're showing your personality. You're like, hey, I'm a little weird. I'm a little goofy. But if you like this, we're really going to hit it off.
Listen, sometimes you got to meet somebody on OkCupid that wants to ride across town from Chicago and on the bus to do some kinky shit, Sometimes you got to do it. Or anywhere.
So yeah, that dog, and if anyone listens to this song and likes this, check out the band because they have a ton of great songs like this.
I don't know where I've seen this cover before. Maybe it was around you, but are they like a 90s grunge band or something?
I wouldn't say they're grunge, but they're a 90s band.
They have some incredible album covers.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not, thought of like the Breeders, like on that level. Because I think they're that good, if not better, honestly. Because I like this band a bit more than the Breeders. Yeah,
cool band, cool choice. I'm getting more and more excited to listen to this this mixtape. So we're kind of nearing the finish line. We're on song number 4. I think it's my 4th choice. So again, late bloomer, kind of a weird guy. It was really difficult for me to like find women that I think I could not necessarily get along with, but like would match up with me well. Because I communicated in weird ways and was repressed for a while. And so it's like it was difficult for me to open up to people and be vulnerable. So thus it was harder for me to like hook up with people and go on dates. And it all made me feel like sick to my stomach because I never understood, like people seemed to really like going on dates and to me, they were fun in the moment, but the lead up to them was so excruciatingly nerve-wracking that, like, I'm pretty sure the reason I dropped so much weight in my earlier 20s and mid-20s was because I was just always nervous to, like, go hang out with this girl that I really liked. And the feeling that you feel after you go see them and you're not really quite an item yet, but you might be texting here and there and maybe you get a text at like 10 p.m. It's like, hey, I just finished up what I was working on. If you want to come over, and then you get that pit in your stomach again, and then you kind of have it the whole time you're there, and then you leave, and you've had this like nice time, and you get in your car and you turn on the radio to the oldies channel, and they play "Oh Girl" by the Chai Lights. Oh, girl.
Oh, shit.
I'd be in trouble if you left me now. It is one of my favorite songs. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. It's funny to say this, I guess, because it has nothing to do with like falling in love or like romance or relationships. But I'm just going to start calling him my dog because I lived with him for a while and like or at least I lived near him for a while. And when Brock died, my mom's dog, this song made me so sad. And I would cry listening to this song. But this song reminds me so much of what it feels like to be alone and how grateful I am to like have somebody that I love in my life who's like, emotionally and physically and mentally fulfilling, and this is just one of my favorite songs ever. So I was really excited to put this on here. Also, it's in The Sopranos, which is where I first heard about it. I'm sure I'd probably heard it in like a movie or something growing up, but there's a really, really good scene in The Sopranos where Tony finds out that a business partner of his is hooking up with his ex-girlfriend, and Tony like acts cool about it, but then when he gets in his car near the end of the episode, he goes and drives over to this business partner's house, and that song starts playing. So he goes in and he's like crying, and he beats the shit out of this guy with like a belt in front of his ex-girlfriend because, in whatever kind of twisted way that Tony Soprano like deals with his emotions and like caring for people, his is usually ends with like somebody getting fucking killed or beat up. But yeah, it's got a lot of like beautiful memories attached to it. So it's one of my favorite songs. That's my number 4.
Oh, girl. I'm glad you picked the old song like that. I didn't do any of those like old soul songs, but I mean, there's hundreds of them that are just perfect love songs. I have like a 60 soul playlist I listen to in the car. It's just banger after banger. Love it, Jake. So number 4, I'll also pick just like a nice song that just sounds nice, makes you feel good. I don't know how much this one's explicitly a love song, but it feels like love and romance to me. This is Feel You by Julia Holter.
Oh, a little Julia Holter action?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Julia Holter. I believe Jake introduced me to her probably 5 or 6 years ago. This song is on her album, Have You in My Wilderness. First song, actually. And there is like a line about like having a raincoat on and looking for someone and you can't see them through the rain, but you're waiting for them. And that feels like love to me. But I think her songs are a lot more about the feelings than the words. But this song I knew I wanted a Julia Holter song because her songs just make me feel love. It just feels like that emotion to me. And she's such a unique artist. Such a, this is just a song that'll give you the tinglies, as Jake likes to say.
That was my David A. Price sigh. Yeah, definitely.
She does a lot of like vocal manipulation kind of stuff, like Grouper, who we talked about last year. So she has a beautiful voice, and she'll layer it over and over on top of itself, and it's like almost an overwhelming amount of beauty that hits you.
I was not expecting Julia Holter, so that's a really cool choice. I think it's also really cool that I feel like all of our choices have kind of like synced up mood wise on the playlist.
They have synced up so far. We still have one track to go.
Yeah, no, I get more and more excited to listen to this mixtape that we're making. It's too bad that physical media like this is dead, because it'd be fun to like. I don't have any way to burn a CD, but I would love to be able to like make a mix CD to give somebody.
It's also too bad neither of us are on the prowl, because this would instantly make someone fall in love with us.
I know.
You single people out there, you're allowed to just steal this playlist. If Travis is listening, just send this to someone, and you're there.
Travis or Tim Casher? Who knows?
Or Tim Casher, if he's single. I don't know what his status is, but we're doing all the work for you.
Let's just say, to reference our one of our past episodes, a lot of the men in the audience are going to be having a wet leg after this episode.
No.
Oh.
I will say maybe we should make this playlist on Spotify, because other people might have some trouble with it because the UI on Spotify hasn't been great the past couple
The
years.
UI is incredible on Spotify.
Oh, you think it's incredible?
It's incredible on
fuck me.
Spotify. Yeah.
Never mind. I guess I'm wrong.
But it's definitely better than the UI on Apple Music. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I've heard that. I have heard that for sure.
So I think we're on pick number 5, Ian. And you know,
what you got for me?
I kind of mixed up my choices. And I don't know. I'm hoping maybe you give me a bonus round here. That's all I'm going to say. So, shit, it's so hard to choose. Okay. Can I just tell you what I got on my plate here? Like all the ones I want to pick here?
I'll give you a bonus round. You can do 6.
Okay. Oh, here's the thing. We got to have that closing final climax to this, you know? Love should always end in that euphoric gratitude. And to me, songs like Bound To by Kanye West, any Marvin Gaye song really, The Beach Boys, like I feel like all those have this like kind of nice, there's like a melancholy quality to it, but it's always beautiful and straight to the point. But for me, I think the one I'm going to go with for my final official pick is Untitled, How Does It Feel by D'Angelo from the album Voodoo. If I had more to say about this album, I would. The only thing I really have to say is listen to it. That whole album is just a magnificent feat of just the instruments being played alone. You got motherfucking Questlove, the Roots in there. D'Angelo is an excellent guitar player, an amazing singer. I actually learned that this song was originally meant as like a Prince tribute, like an ode to like the styles of Prince. It's just and this record sounds amazing. This is a get it on kind of song. You put this on, put it on low, light a couple candles, put some mood lighting, maybe take a hot bath. You're in business, okay?
Jake, you were going for the romance, dude. These are like, your side is like light some candles and get in those sheets.
Hey, listen, I'm a romantic guy. I like making the plate of spaghetti with the connected noodle, so you have the kiss. You know, I like my Lady in the Tramp moment. Am I a little more tramp than Lady? Yeah.
Well, what does Bruce Springsteen say? Tramps like us, we were born to run.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. So, is that your bonus? Or
that's my number 5. My bonus,
bonus.
if you let me have one, I got a couple bonuses locked and loaded, but I think I know which one I'm going to land on.
Yeah, I'll give you one bonus because I'll do a bonus too.
All right. So, what is your number 5 pick, Ian McCurtis?
Number 5. So I'm debating between 2 songs. Should I do like a story, a narrative kind of song, or like a banger?
I think it's got to be a banger. It's the end of the end of the playlist. We don't, we've got that. That's the last song. Your side B. You got to end it with a bang until we get that like 3 minutes of silence, and then the bonus tracks come in.
Okay, so I'm doing a song a song I know because I picked it. This song was on an album that won the fucking number 1 spot on the Jubies last year. This is WusYaName by Tyler, the Creator.
Oh, shit. The world premiere. Oh, you look malnourished.
Dude, this song just
That's a great song.
I wanted to do a Tyler, the Creator song, and I was like looking on Igor, and then I was like, oh shit, this song is a vibe. Like,
it's got some energies.
I think this would be a great closing track. This is sending everyone home happy.
Mm-hmm.
Some great rapping, great hook, great beat. This song makes me think of summertime. Like, you're on a date out in the park, got a little picnic basket, a little blanket laid out. This is just sunshine. Maybe drinking some 40s. I don't know.
Who knows? I was drinking some 40s of blue drink.
Yeah, maybe you got your gallon of blue drink from the local bodega. I don't know.
Do they have bodegas where you are in the alternate dimension?
Yeah, in the alternate dimension,
They're called dobegas, though.
There's no, what do you call them, like Speedways or Circle K's or 7-Elevens. It's just all independent little convenience stores. It's bodegas all across the country. It's great.
See, I was thinking maybe they're more like a slower paced convenience store. Like you go in, you go catch a movie, you can kind of pop. That's what's missing from like movie theaters and like grocery stores is you got to have that in between area where you can like go catch a movie, or then you come back out, you can buy a bag of chips. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying.
You can't catch a movie at the bodega.
Okay. All right.
I think you're thinking of a movie theater.
Yeah, you're right. Got over my head.
Or possibly an adult film store.
Ooh, there you go. 25 cents. What is it? 1 of paper equals 4 of coin.
1 of paper does equal 4 of coin. William Shakespeare.
I didn't expect that choice. I gotta say, I was really expecting you to delve into your post-punk interests, like wherever Corey Lucas is complaining about the UI of like his iPhone AirBuds or whatever. He's probably like cursing us for not choosing like Level Tear Us Apart, throwing some Joy Division on there. I mean, hell, what would this fucking playlist have looked like if we were 18? Like, would we throw Title Fight on there? La Dispute, Touche Amore, like No FX, friggin'. I mean, it's so funny to see where we are musically now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't want to do any post-punk because I did initially have some spots for like the Menzingers and the Lawrence Arms. I really wanted like, one of my pop punk bands on there, but I got Jeff Rosenstock on here, so that's good.
So, since you have allowed me a bonus round, I really want to pick a song called "Come Live With Me, Angel" by Marvin Gaye, which I think pretty much epitomizes the whole like vibe of our playlist so far. But I think I've got my soul and R&B angles covered. So wherever you are, Marvin Gaye, I'm sorry, somebody else is going to put you on a playlist. I'm going to choose one that it was the first song that occurred to me that had like kind of a romantic vibe, but it wasn't as mainstream. I don't know. It's probably showing up on the indie playlist, but maybe not the mainstream playlist. I'm talking about "When You Sleep" by My Bloody Valentine.
Oh.
It's got the color palette. I think the sound textures of that record are very, romantic, considering the album itself is called Loveless. I think you kind of get that perfect little like, downtrodden melancholy, but it's a really sweet song. The lyrics are, I really like the lyrics. I constantly get them stuck in my head, when I look at you, oh, but I don't know what's real once in a while, and you make me laugh once in a while, then you take me down when you walk away. It's nothing crazy. It's got a really, really beautiful like instrumental going on underneath. Kevin Shields is doing his thing. I don't know. This isn't like a typical love song to me, but it just makes me think of there'll just be times where I'm like at home. I mean, we're at home all the time now, right? But I'll be like in the kitchen, or we'll just be like in bed, like reading before we fall asleep, and I'll look over at my partner, girlfriend, and I'm just like, I'm just amazed by how beautiful she is. And this song just makes me think of like, appreciating like someone in their like calmness and their beauty, and it just seems like a nice sentiment, whether or not that's what they intended, but that's what this song makes me feel. So that's my bonus choice.
That's a beautiful pick, Jake. You're making me, I don't even like My Bloody Valentine, and you're making me want to listen to them. I'm also excited. I'm gonna listen to all these songs tomorrow, and I'm very excited for it now. For my bonus one, I'm not gonna go with something beautiful like you did. I'm gonna go with another sexual one, and I think the smart thing to do would be to pick like you said, a Marvin Gaye song, or something of that era, something classic like that. But I'm as white as they come. I didn't grow up on that. I didn't come to that till later in life. I grew up on perverse, hedonistic punk rock. So
Punk rock.
I had the That Dog song that was like, on the dominatrix side. Now I'm going to pick something on the submissive side. I'm going to go Iggy and the Stooges, I Want to Be Your Dog.
Wow. That's a good one.
Just a badass, one of the great punk rock songs of all time. It's got that iconic, I don't even know what it is. It sounds like you're hitting a bottle with a stick on the eighth notes going out the whole song. Iggy Pop's out of his mind. It's raw, visceral, sexual, violent. Everything you could ask for from Iggy Pop. I think if you've already won the person over, then this is a good one. If not, this isn't the best song. But let's say you played your cards right, and you put this one on. And after Jake's D'Angelo song, you're going to really heat it up with this one.
Oh, yeah. It's just the blue flame inside the already lit flame. It just gets hotter and hotter.
Yeah, it just gets hotter. So, yeah, I Want to Be Your Dog by the Stooges.
Wow. I am floored by that. Blue even perked up on that choice. When she heard I Want to Be Your Dog, she was like, whoa. Woo.
I might have said this story on the pod before. I saw Iggy Pop probably 4 or 5 years ago, 2017, 2018, and this dude was 70 years old. I don't know how he
still throws down.
He was, a madman. He gets on top of an amplifier, like a big half stack, and starts gyrating like he's fucking it, and he's like, I want to fuck every single one of you in this audience. I don't care if you're a man, a woman. I want to fuck every single one of you. And this dude is 70 years old, going crazy. Yeah. It was wild.
Man, I love Iggy Pop. That's such a great story.
That's just he's some sort of mythical figure Nick Cave would write a song about. He's the embodiment of rock and roll.
Yeah, if they ever do a Stagger Lee movie, I want Iggy Pop to be Stagger Lee.
Absolutely.
I don't think they'd make a
Stagger
Lee movie, but
One O Tricks Point Never with that great Iggy Pop song.
Pure and the Damned.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Turtles.
So there it is. That's our romantic mixtape. Do you want to run down your side real quick, Jake? Do you have it all pulled up? Or
sorry. I got a notification on my phone. My box of Magnum-sized condoms showed up.
Oh,
just in time.
Shout out, Frank.
Shout out, Frank, and my canned wine. Okay,
Frank, you know who you are.
So for side A, we've got Straight to You, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Moon River, Frank Ocean, double feature. Number 3, we've got Can I Watch by Viktor, Vaughn, and Apani B. Fly. For number 4, we've got Oh Girl by the Shy Lights. And then by number 5, we've got the finale of side A, Untitled How Does It Feel by D'Angelo. Ian, what you got for side B?
Got Ivy by Frank Ocean, Ohio Turnpike by Jeff Rosenstock, Gagged and Tied by That Dog, Feel You by Julia Holter, WusYaName by Tyler Creator, Hidden Track, I Want to Be Your Dog by Iggy Pop and the Stooges.
Oh, I forgot my hidden track, When You Sleep by My Bloody Valentine.
So we'll make a little playlist of these or something and maybe throw it up on Instagram. I think this is a really good mixtape. I didn't know how this was going to go. I think we killed it.
Yeah, I'll be excited to share it with the group chat tomorrow or tonight or tomorrow, and
oh yeah, for sure.
See what they think. I think this will be a lot of fun. Well, Ian, I got to say this was another great episode. I'm so grateful. I feel like we've had at least with us, I feel like we've both really responded to these theme episodes really well. So, let's keep doing them. And these are really fun. Maybe I think we've got one since we already passed episode 100 and that new Kanye album's coming out. Maybe it'll be time to do another draft. So we'll talk about that off mic, but
maybe a St. Patty's Day drinking anthems.
That's not a bad one. It's just all Boatman's Call.
It's all Boatman's Call and Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah, I can't wait to kick back a couple of butterbeers and watch the Quidditch team kick ass.
Yeah, that wraps it up. Sorry we missed Valentine's Day with our 100th episode. We were going to do this way earlier in the month and didn't get around to it, but it's still February. Romance is still in the air. Romance is always in the air.
Exactly. Ian, exactly. On Jubilee Street, romance is always in the air. It doesn't matter what day of the year it is. We love you all so much, and we want to fuck every single one of you. Man, woman,
just like Iggy.
Anybody. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bring us home, Ian.
Go for it.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts. You can follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you like the podcast, give us a 5-star rating. You can leave us a review. It helps us out a lot to move up in the ranks and get more eyes on the podcast, more ears listening. We have started uploading our episodes periodically to YouTube. So if you like using YouTube to listen to your episodes, we put that up there with a picture of our podcast. So you can, follow us there. You'll get all the notifications on there as well. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. And then lastly, we've got an Instagram page where you can, we are on Spotify. So follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff on Spotify. We've got an Instagram page in our bio on Instagram. You can find all of our pertinent links. The Instagram page is at Jubilee Street Pod. You can email us at the jubileestreetpod@gmail.com email address, where you can send us mail. Let us know what you thought of the podcast. If you just want to chat, we loved hearing from you. Ian's really active on there. I don't check it as much. So if you're a Jake fan, just hold out. I'll get back to you. If you're an Ian fan, you're in luck. He's available. We love you all. Happy Valentine's Day, belated. And just be romantic all the time. It's good for you.
Just tell the people you love them. Via the songs that we chose. Good night, everyone.